Well, this doesn't look good. Hi friends. Well, I ordered another Temu rod, and it came in the mail. Uh, I'm not too hopeful about this. Um, so it came in the mail. It was $21 for the rod. I said, okay, I gotta buy it. There's no way around it. Um, by the way, I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I can say whatever I want to say. So let's open this up. Let's see what shape it's in. Um, I don't know. I'm giving it. What are you giving it? I'm giving it a 60% chance it's in. It's not all bent up. So let's see what I get. Uh, I bought the rod mainly um, to give away as a prize. You know, I do these things with kids. Um, I teach a lot of classes, so um, I'm just I like to get kind of a rod and give it to somebody. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to turn it around. I'm almost afraid to look and see what's even in here. So here we go. Okay, here's the rod bag. Feels it's a little. Okay, it's got a little Velcro thing. Oh yeah, that's right. It was green. I ordered a green one. Let's take a look at this. It was a four-piece 5 weight, and amazingly, all the guides. None of the guides are bent. Tip is still intact. Okay, it survived that. Let's take a look and see what we got here. Oh, this is interesting. Um, well, let's do a quick review before I do casting. This was a Sujiling, which I think is, I don't know what that is, but it's called the Fly number 5 weight, 4 pieces. I think it's supposed to be 9 feet. I have to show this to you because this is pretty cool. I don't know if you can read that. Where is it? Right there. It's a 9-inch rod. They didn't use the feet mark; they used the inch mark instead. But look at this; it's got a retractable line keeper on it, which is pretty cool. The handle feels pretty good, and I'm looking at the cork. And that looks all right. And look at that, man! It's got a cool green color to it. So I think what I'm going to do is it's amazing. Uh, it's wound with actual thread with a clear coating over it. It's not a plastic. It's not plastic wound on there. You know, usually these cheaper rods they'll just put almost like a shrink wrap kind of a thing on there. So this is all wound. This is actually kind of quality made. Right away, I can tell it's a rod from. It's like 10 years ago technology. There's no things on it, no markings. So we'll start it off like this. This is the way it would Let's just see how the pieces fit together. But what's nice is that um, they've wrapped the end of each ferrule with string, which makes that, or thread, which makes that extra strong. And that's actually a really thoughtful idea. It could be something that they were doing because they were having problems with it. But there we go. Let's just kind of feel what it feels like. It's not a particularly heavy rod. It doesn't say how much it weighs. I should have brought a balance out here. Let's quickly see how it bends. See what kind of, is it tip flex or mid flex? It's pretty stiff. So it's pretty much a tip flex rod. So I'm going to take it out and we'll cast it out in the street and see how that goes. Okay, so here we are out in front of my house on the street. We just had a big rain, so we're just going to try this thing out. I've matched it with a very old LL Bean reel and kind of very crappy line. A couple things I noticed offhand when I was looking at this. It's got a very nice locking reel seat. Or not locking, but it's good and tight. The other thing I noticed was, I missed an eyelet, is that the tip eyelet is very, very small. So that's an interesting topic. So this is my first cast with it. And I don't know if you can see it all. Very responsive. Not a bad rod. It's a little bit, when you cast, there's a lot of bounce back, which is typical for cheaper rods. A good rod will cast and then come back to straight and not go back quite so much. Okay, this one kind of does a little bit of, it's kind of like if your shocks are bad in your car. But not bad. Like I said, this line I'm using is pretty crappy line. Let me just see how far I can cast. Just right off the bat, we'll do a distance thing on it. So I'll put it out to about 50 feet. That's a 50-foot cast there. 60-foot cast. I don't even have it through all the eyelets. Wrapping around the rod here. Let's try that again. Easy 50-foot cast. So certainly, if one knows how to cast, not a bad casting rod. Closer distances. It's fairly true. Like I said, it's got a bit of a wiggle to it, which is, again, it's the older technology. You can see that it's fairly thick, not particularly. Look at this, and it balances. I forgot what they call that, throw weight. It balances very nice, and it's got a very, very nice grip on it. I don't know if you can see, but the cork is actually pretty nice. So this is quite a rod for $20. I mean, come on. I'm just happy it's not broken. So these are 40-foot casts without even trying hard. So would I buy this again? Would I buy this for me? I probably would buy this for me. For $20, it cost me $60 to get my Orvis rod repaired. This, if I could break 3 of these before it would cost for my Orvis rod. So I wouldn't have any problem bushwhacking with something like this. Or if I were hiking or camping or something like that, this is a great rod. Um, so you know, I'm going to give it. I don't know. Do I have to give stars? Um, but if I did, I'd give it. I'd give it 4 out of 5 stars. I mean, it's not a great rod. Fit and finish are very, very nice. It's a great rod. If I were buying this rod in 2010, maybe, this would be a great rod. This would be an expensive rod in 2010. 2025, it's not. Um, it's basically on par to the student rods that I use. And come on, man, it's green. Look at that, baby. And more importantly, okay, I'm stuck in the tree now. More importantly, it's a 9-inch rod. Okay, that's all I have for today. Uh, Thanks for this adventure. I was sure this was going to be a broken rod video. All right, we'll see you. Bye.